To throw is Prescott. Now the ball comes loose. Oh, and one of the linebackers has got it. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. Obviously, you got to hold on to the football, but I've got to give credit to the defense there. Good job of knocking it free.
Yeah, because a lot of the time we just blame the offensive players for not taking care of it. How about the effort of the defensive players knowing that guys are going to, and if they're good, anticipate the contact coming and try and cover up the football. And they still find ways to knock it free. He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived. And I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards. They'll try for the first with Pacheco. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. An 11-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Chiefs first down. Now a 2nd and 10. So they opted to run the ball there on 3rd down on their side of the field.
I wonder if that was a called play, or did he check into it? And if he did, that took a lot of guts, because on his own side of the field, an obvious passing down, decides to run the football, and they pick up the first down. Give that man a ton of credit.
And they'll hold him to 3 there as he takes this up to the 47. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
And the throw there going to be incomplete.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
Mahomes and the offense staying out there. They'll go for it on 4th. Mahomes going to go on 4th down. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. Not often do 4th down conversions result in 23 yards, but that's the case here. First down. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's Trayvon Diggs making a big play there for the defense.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. Headed straight, it's Pacheco. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. That'll back them up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
Well, they certainly didn't appear to be fired up about their options throwing the football. So, to me, this seems like a case of just kind of taking their medicine there, run the ball, see if they can pick up something. Instead, they were throwing for a loss.
Well, this one complete. It's Rashee Rice. And he is going to have the Chiefs first down. And they convert in style right there. A big play on 4th and long. A handoff now for Pacheco. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Here's 2nd and 1 now from the 7. Now Mahomes on the bootleg. And in for the Chiefs touchdown. Isaiah Pacheco. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Chiefs are able to add on to that lead. Well, forget about the weapons out wide. He knows he's got another weapon in the backfield of the passing game, Charles, and he utilized him perfectly on that play.
And the offense coordinator showed me something on that play, Brandon, because so often during a game, our cameras find them looking down at their play sheets, and you wonder if they're absorbing anything. He had something specific in mind, and he went to it, and it worked well.
Well, split the difference, and they're right where they would have been with 2 PATs. They got the 2-point conversion the first time. They failed there.
Interesting, isn't it? Because the first time you go after your first score, that feels like a gamble. The second time when they tried it again, that felt like, what the heck, right? Because, as you said, even if you miss it, you split the difference, and you're right on schedule at 14 points.
And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. And now Dallas gets set to take the field.
And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, certainly, to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to strengthen.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Drop at the 27-yard line.
Well, CD, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball around in this game, I don't think you mentioned the guys in the other uniform. With 4 interceptions here in the first half, and several different guys have picked him off.
Yeah, instead of analyzing what's going wrong with him, throwing the football, while we look at the defense, they came in prepared. Had excellent game plan, well scouted, and they're taking it away at almost every turn.
And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. A gain of 3, second down. Looking to throw is Mahomes. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. Zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Echo with his 2nd touchdown.
2-point tries and see what the data tells us. Because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation. This time, unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
And out now come the Cowboys.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Prescott.
A short one there taken in by Ferguson.
And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds.
2nd and 7.
Now Prescott.
Going right back to Ferguson.
The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. They'll throw again. Prescott.
A short one there taken in by Ferguson.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30. That'll bring up 4th down after back-to-back-to-back 3-yard pickups.
Yeah, that one was covered pretty well because they were trying to leak the tight end out into the flat. I think they were hoping he could catch and turn upfield and pick up the 1st down.
So on 4th down, Prescott off, and on is Aubrey for the Cowboy field goal.
He hit his first one, this from 44 yards out now. And his kick is indeed good, and that will close. So it's 4th and 1. They wind up taking the 3, but I'm not sure that offensive unit, judging by the sideline, Charles, was in 100% agreement with the decision.
No, not at all, but the head coach has final call on this. We know that. But let's face it, offenses want to feel like, hey, you believe in us, let us go for it. We'll see if that is a problem for them moving forward in this game.
Isaiah Pacheco and the offense back out.
He's over 40 yards here in the 2nd quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals.
And he will step out of bounds all the way down inside the 40.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
On the handoff, it's Pacheco. And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line. 61 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. They'll roll him out right. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. Second down. A bit of a surprise. They're going for it with 2 ticks remaining. No sign of the field goal unit. Sliding out of the pocket. That ball caught. It's Rice. And with a clock reading zeros, he is into the end zone. What an exclamation mark to the end of this second quarter.
Indeed. Indeed.
Extra point by Butker is on target. And that will take us to the end of the first half of play. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, back to you guys in just a moment. But welcome everyone to our Creative Village studios in the EA Sports Halftime Report. We got a strong first half out of the running back, Isaiah Pacheco. He had a nose for the end zone.
Ready for the start of the third quarter. The Chiefs have the lead and set to receive the football. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. Patrick Mahomes on his way out for their next drive. And he's got to be wondering what happened in that first half. 3 interceptions, very uncharacteristic.
Like what we just saw, and most of them, they have such a mental capacity to throw it out and essentially start over. I think that's where he's headed now.
He's got his opportunity to throw it out. Let's see how he does. Fresh out of the locker room, they hit him with a gain of over 20. So 1 play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Now Mahomes. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. From the 47, it's 2nd and 5. Throwing now is Mahomes. Flush to his right. Open man right side is Rice. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 20-yard line. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Well, you know me, whether you need it or not, I'm going to give a little unsolicited advice. Just throw it downfield out of the pocket only if you're absolutely sure. Otherwise, use your running ability and try and get those yards a safer way.
And able to fight forward inside the 15 to the 13. The heavy set out there. 3 tight ends in the formation for 3rd and 3. Again, it's Pacheco. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. A huge loss on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. So a great play there, obviously because of the loss. We had your free safety coming up to make the tackle.
Great observation, because one of the cliches is that every defensive coach tells us in run defense we need all 11 to the ball in order to handle it. Well, how often does the free safety begin dropping into the box? Not very often. So he did a nice job diagnosing and getting involved.
The Chiefs tried it, but they're turned away on 4th down. And the Cowboys defense is going to get them the football back. So they'd converted their first 2 4th down attempts. Not there. Now they're 2 for 3.
You think maybe the offense coordinator expended a little capital on that one? You know, when you're 2 for 2, you can lobby for that 3rd one, right? Didn't get it there. Maybe now the head coach might not be so eager to go for it as we go forward.
Nick Bolton there on the tackle. Here's 2nd and 7.
Prescott to throw it.
He throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. On 3rd down, it's Prescott. And that is incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
Anger is on to punt, and he gets this one away. On the return, it's James. A pretty good punt, but a nice 13-yard return. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. A kind of a lucky break on the prior drive, Charles. The turnover on downs that the offense had didn't come back to bite them after the other side. Their defense came through, was able to hold them without any points.
I would agree with you, partner. A little bit of a lucky break indeed, but you know what they'd say to us? No luck, just pure skill. We rose to the challenge, and we didn't permit a score. That's how we roll.
Well, I'm kind of curious, Charles, if they might temper their aggressiveness now offensively if they get in that 4th down spot again.
Yeah, one would think so, but maybe because they held them, they might go.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Malik Hooker. And the Cowboys will take over possession here up at the 44. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores. But, yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And, look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is a team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. 2nd down.
Here's Prescott. And the Chiefs are going to get him. They get to him for a loss of 4, and it brings up 3rd down on the sand.
And we all know how talented this guy is who's calling the signals for him. But even the best in the game, they can struggle against a good, cohesive zone coverage. Can't find a gap in the secondary quick enough, and he ends up taking a sack.
They'll need a big play here. Will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Looking to throw. Prescott.
A short one there taken in by Ferguson.
So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that'll bring up 4th down. Here's Brian Anger now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. He'll send this one into the Midwestern air, and it's a good one. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback.
The Chiefs offense ready to go again.
And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. He'll buy some time right.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Mahomes will try again on 2nd down.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains.
Rolling to his right. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. And this is caught. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
That's how you put field position. What a play right there. That nearly went the distance. Credit this defense for not giving up. They get him down just short of the goal line, but the damage is done. It's going to be 1st and goal from an ideal position.
McKinnon is into the end zone. Touchdown, Kansas City. Well, they move the ball down the field through the air, Charles, and then finally they get the running game involved, and it works to perfection. Touchdown.
And, partner, I kept waiting for that running game to come into play and actually saved it until the very end. Touchdown goes on his stat sheet, but you and I both know, and he knows as well, his teammates airing it out made this a successful drive.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. Now here's a defensive timeout called by the Chiefs. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. First down, Prescott. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Lamb. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Back to throw here. He finds his man complete. That's Ferguson. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that will bring up 2nd down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
The throw over the middle, taken in. Back to
the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Swinging this out for Pollard.
Only able to gain a couple there, and it's 2nd down. Back to throw again. Escaping the pressure right. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest gain we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a sure win for the defense.
And he will have a Cowboys 1st down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert here on 3rd and 3.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down.
On 1st and 10, Prescott. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's 2nd down.
We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailing by multiple touchdowns, and a late sack, just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with him.
And oh my goodness, here's a 5th interception.
Picked up by Nick Bolton.
I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Eluding the pressure right. That'll be caught by Rice. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
They have been unstoppable this afternoon, Charles. They just went after them from the start. And pass plays like we just saw, they're continuing their dominance here despite the big lead in the 4th quarter.
And that they have in every way. And plays like that across all phases of the game, they've just been effortless for them in this one. And that's what's helped them build such a large lead and allowed them to smile as this game continues.
3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10.
Here's Mahomes to throw. They'll roll him out right. Over the middle, complete. That's Rice. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, when coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all three phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
He's got it at the 2. And they are just not going to let up as he is into the end zone here for 2 more.
Personally, I'd rather see him kick the extra point there than to go for 2, but it almost feels like there's a story within the story here. I mean, this isn't college. You know, size of victory, that matters in those games. Here, all you have to do is win by 1 point. That's all that you need. Instead, they go for it, get 2. You got some pretty ticked off folks on the other sideline now.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. The Cowboys about set to take over on offense. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
So the Cowboys in possession of the football. Here as we get you reset. They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score. Second down, Prescott.
Here's a screen now for Pollard.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
Here's 2nd and 10.
To the air again, Prescott. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that...
And now here is another interception.
Trent McDuffie with a pick, and the Chiefs are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. But with this advantage, this defense knew that passes were coming, and they stayed in position, Charles, and picked one off here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, what a way to cap things off, huh? Because I think this is part of the game within the game. They see the scoreboard, they see what they can accomplish, and they went for it.
Mahomes going to throw it here. Sliding out of the pocket.
That one caught by Rice.
And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. It's a gain of 34. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
Partner, in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
But not much defensive resistance on that drive. And really, Charles, the way this offense has been humming, they haven't faced much defensive resistance the entire game.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that one team, their defense did not wake up and make it to the stadium for this one. There may be some major changes on that side of the ball when we see them the next time out.
Now Mahomes to the line as the Chiefs are going to go for the two-point try. They're going to keep it on the ground. And he will not make it to the goal line as this try for two is going to come up empty. But that's little consolation to this defense as they have been porous all game long.
I know we could sit up here and dance around it a little bit, but going for two in this situation, somebody doesn't like someone else. There's no doubt in my mind.
Well, what they couldn't see is you lean back in your chair and you went, yeah, that's not a good decision. They didn't get it, though.
Yeah, I don't think you can just say, well, my kicker's hurt in this spot. No, okay.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD, but unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
And he's taken down, a Chiefs sack. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up third.
And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance.